They're like the jugs are like $14, so easy peasy.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yes, and it's good too.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
need to try it once I start really drinking.
yeah. Next time you're over, we'll make some moves.
Yup.
And it's a spring too, so I feel like in the spring and summer I drink more vodka. And in the
I can see that. I don't really, but that's just because I don't
yeah,
know why I don't get vodka anymore.
I just like the drink, like or just even a shot, just doing a shot with a little chase lemonade or juice.
Yeah, I hate doing like shots of anything but fucking tequila. I always bitch about.
Oh,
Like
that's
everyone
fair.
hates tequila shots, but for some reason that's like the only shot I enjoy doing.
Ooh, tequila shots are my favorite.
Yeah, it's like an adventure. If you're doing a shot, like
Yeah,
let's do it.
little, yeah, shot, lime. And isn't it true that tequila is the only alcohol that's like not a depressant?
I guess I don't know. There's something about tequila. I don't know if it's exactly depressant. Maybe you're right. There's something about tequila, and I think maybe gin that it like, yeah, it has a way different effect that it doesn't have some of those types. So maybe it is depression or sort of that feeling.
Or it's just or depressant as it doesn't make you sleepy like most alcohol will eventually. Is
Yeah, I think
what
there's
I
like
heard.
something
So it
something
might be.
about how you like metabolize it. It's like I think that and gin are like the best ones to drink because of that. I'm like, whoop, fucking covered.
Yeah. I've heard that was like a like nicer tequila too. It's actually like some good
Yeah,
benefit. So
yeah, for
I'll have
sure.
to try it out.
Yeah, yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah, yep. Have you been doing a break or what are you on?
What, break?
3 weeks for what?
No, that's until I graduate. I think, yeah, like 2.5 weeks or something. God, I don't know. I'm fucking losing track of time now. I
Yeah.
remember
So
when it
how?
got to like 6 weeks, and I was like, "Holy shit, the semester's gone fast!" And then like each week has just like flown by, and
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
weird
one,
place.
congrats. It seems like yeah, it's going well.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's gone surprisingly like really well, but I don't know. It's like kind of hard to describe too, because I was just talking to one of the professors I met a lot with last semester. He was like my prose sentence professor, so met with him several times. So when I saw him walking from the library, he said hi and we chatted while we were walking to the building. He asked how things were going. You're graduating, right? Yada yada. He's like, "How you feeling?" I'm like, "Well, I feel like it's kind of like everyone says, once you get that close to something like this, especially with like no real plan, all the anxiety and shit starts to kick in. So it feels good, but it's like super weird feeling now. There's like odd anxiety where I'm like, what am I? I'm happy about this, but
No, yeah. I could see there being some anxiety. It feels like the play is always you graduate and then go. Like then you go make some move or like go. There's like a next step directly.
yeah,
But once you graduate, I feel like it's a good move to maybe just take a second, just look around at what options are and decide what you want to do, especially with all that new free time.
right, yeah, definitely. There's been like swings and sort of my mindset on this and everything of like, when I first got into this semester, I was like, okay, I need to chill and like make sure I'm gonna do okay because I haven't done half this shit, haven't written in a long time. Didn't know how my brain was gonna deal with school, especially. So I was like, just focus on that and then take some time. And then partway through the semester, I met with some professors and stuff, and they always ask like, "Oh, what are you doing after this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'll probably get some." So then I like during winter break, I was like, "Okay, finally." Like this first semester went really well. Was super busy. Like I've never been.
Hmm.
I was tell my professors who are like actually really busy, like, "Yeah, I know you guys are busy. This is just the first time I've ever actually been busy in my life where I'm balancing full time work and school." And so once I got to break, I was like, okay, well, I've got maybe a week to relax, and then I've got 3 more weeks. Then I'll start to really do some hardcore like planning for next moves and shit like that. And then 1 week turned to 2 weeks. Then I was like, well, this is fine. And then like by the time I knew it was over, and I was like, oh well, next semester I'll really focus on it. And then it just all like spiraled. But at a certain point, like exactly what you said, of like I'm just fucking happy to be finishing it up, and I'm pretty fucking ready to just take a break and look around, like you said, and go back to, just working full time. And I'll have so much, it'll feel like I have so much fucking free time without school.
Yeah,
And
and just the fact that you're done with the thing, and it just seemed like the whole process was just very hard and difficult. So I feel like the biggest thing is you overcame the thing, and like you did it.
right.
And now that you know that you can do something that took that long, so many hours, so many ups and downs. Now moving forward, I feel like you'll be able to do anything.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, that's like that's the attitude I went in with it for sure. And especially like, how many times I was a shitty fucking student before. Like I was always really good when I was trying, but then just a slippery slope of like halfway through the semester, I'd just start to tank and stop showing up and shit. And so just after that many tries and this many years, and like giving up on ever finishing it, just to come back and like I said, like, I was pretty confident, like my brain's okay and
Mm-hmm.
everything, but it's like we'll fucking see when you start really loading it with shit. So just to realize, like, yeah, I can do these things kind of does try to stay positive like that about it, of now I can fucking do anything. And first my mindset is like all these things we talked about, and doing sort of, you're doing the podcast now, and like these things that we both wanted to do and never fucking do, of like I always thought this would be sort of the fuel to prove to myself that I can do these things, and like why not fucking dive head first into those before you run out of time, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I do remember when I first decided that I was going to go all in with like a digital marketing and just like a digital agency. I felt anxious because I was at like the starting line and there was so much I wanted to do, but now I actually had to make the first move, and it was
Yeah.
just like so overwhelming to be like, okay, I'm actually going to start. And then I think I just texted Maddie and Sole and you. That was like the first move. And then you get in it. And now um, I'm at this point where it's just like this ball of momentum that's like hard to
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, you just like get used to it, and then it just becomes like your new normal. It's funny, I stopped over at my parents' house to help Matthew move something, and then just kind of chatted bullshit with him for a little bit, and he had like reorganized the room and shit, and I saw up on his mirror that I think he like works out with, he had this sticky note that just said do something. And I was like,
Oh,
I kind of love shit like that, of like those stupid little kind of cliche
yeah.
things, but like every fucking day, like there's so many days you realize you don't do anything. Take like one fucking step towards something, even if it's something simple, just like texting someone. Just fucking do something. And I mentioned that, and we started
Mhm.
bullshitting. I can't remember the guy's name. Someone on Joe Rogan who's like has made some pretty big films. I don't think I saw any of them because I'm not a film guy. Um, but his whole message that Matthew was talking about was like, um, he asked, like, Joe Rogan asked him like what changed and what made all this stuff really start to pick up steam and happen, or like what advice would you give to other people who want to do shit like this? And what do you say? It's like stop aspiring, or what do you have to say to people who want to aspire to be, do these sort of things? Like stop aspiring, just do it and enjoy it, and then you'll get, like you said, you'll get the momentum, and you'll just kind of get in a rhythm of just one fucking step. That's why it's so funny that like everything that this, I mean, not to say that our discussion or whatever, it's so funny, like the synchronicity of me texting you whatever random thing it was about all that just kind of randomly, and they're like, "Dude, this is exactly what I've been thinking of too. Like, I'm glad you reached out." And then we talked about it, and then, but immediately you were like moving, ready to go, which really fucking like motivated me and kind of got me in the groove too. And then
Yeah,
unfortunately, school and shit, excuses, but it's so
yeah.
cool to see you just keep flowing into it so effortlessly.
Thank you. And it's even because I was at that point of I've been here so many times over and over and over, like where I had the idea, I've been just ready to go, and then I don't execute. So I'm just going just to do stuff and just do as much as I can. It's even I think it's even cooler that you had this idea and then we're like, damn, I gotta finish school, which is this thing which has been a big deal, and then you went back, were patient, did that, and now you're in like the same spot, but now you're about to graduate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you
Oh
didn't
yeah,
miss anything.
yeah. It is funny. Like I'm trying to work on this whole thing where I'm more positive and shit, and not as hard on myself. But it's funny when you said like when you were patient about it. Like when I hear that and I think about this year, like what comes to mind is all the times like I was right on the edge of like not really breaking down, but like not being patient of like holy shit, I'm fucking so
Yeah.
stormed. There's way too much shit. But it's like exactly what you said of like when you're thinking about trying to put all this together and you have like all these moving parts and you're trying to like organize it and decide the what you got to plan and what you got to do like becomes overwhelming because you're just building this whole fucking weight in your head that's just sitting over you, and it
Mhm.
makes it like more and more difficult to take any basic step. And then once you do, of
Right? Yeah.
like I thought for like 7 years I was gonna come back to school, and just every time like maybe next year or something, and like eventually just kind of gave up, and I was super anxious like going back because I had to like write a whole thing in order to be admitted because I actually got dismissed from the college for poor grades or whatever, not showing up, yada yada. So I was so anxious about even being able to go back, but then like once classes started, it was just kind of fell into the motion, and then once that happened, it's just like okay, and kind of all the worries because you don't have time to worry really.
Yep. Yeah. I know that feeling. Yeah. Yeah. Like there's times when you're just doing so much stuff in this deadlines where you can really only focus on doing the actual thing. There's no time to think like, oh, I wonder if this happens and what if this happens. Like, no, I just got to do, and then it's just gonna happen.
Yeah, I just got to get this fucking assignment done, or you got. I assume that's like one of the great things probably about being a parent is sort of it necessitates that of like it's not like you don't have any free time, but like you have that extra load and things always on your mind, but like you have to just keep doing things because
Oh.
you can't let that person down.
Yeah, yeah, that's been so helpful just for me with everything. Just having something to be like, I can't decide to be lazy. I can't.
Yeah.
Like I have to do something, and then when you start to just become used to that, it slowly starts to spill into other stuff. So I feel like other things have become easier too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It like
Like
takes
just
away the whole
like focusing
excuse.
more on like doing the business stuff or just working out consistently or just even reaching out to people consistently and just being just a better friend has gotten easier too, even though I technically have less time.
Yeah, it's so crazy the way that sort of works. Like you take away the excuse circuit, I feel like, and the excuse circuit is just like the time and ability to question things or to think about why you maybe can't do it just isn't there. So it just disrupts that whole thing, and the ball just keeps rolling. And that was weird. You just teleported.
Yeah, like now I think like there'll be times where I'll be like, damn. if I didn't have to take care of this kid, I would have so much time. I could just do business stuff and do all this all the time. But then it's like well, I wouldn't have these habits of like wanting to get things done on deadline. That would probably be like, ooh, I could get like three Xbox games. I have all this time. I can just like chill. I think. And
Yeah,
then just would slowly just back into those habits. Maybe I'm not sure, but I just think about that a lot too. Like, well, if not, I'd be doing what I did before.
yeah, yeah. And that's like sort of I hope, and I think so. Like once I'm done with school and go back to like just full time work, which is like what I was
Mm.
working with before, and I was like, oh man, it's so hard to find time to relax or time to do things like fun things like this or try to do anything with podcasting or really any adventure like that. I can just I need to relax a little more, give myself some space. But like having this load and then going back to just working full time is gonna feel so fucking light, which I'm
And
excited for that. I'm worried about the beginning. Like I have to, I'm gonna take a couple days. I'm gonna
oh yeah,
enjoy that weekend, but like I need to make sure to get some kind of step.
oh yeah. Even the you might feel after the first weekend if you're not doing anything, you might feel that Sunday like, man, I'm excited to get back to Monday and get back into that routine of kind of executing again.
Yep. Which is funny that like the whole I was so tired of like the same tedious year after year of just working this job and not doing all the things I wanted to do, yada yada. But now I'm like excited to go back to that and have all
Yeah,
this extra time and mental space.
yeah, and even knowing like I have my like there's some people that don't know that I work at PSC full time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Who I mean it's mostly like people I met through IC business and stuff. But that's just it's like oh yeah, that's like my that's where I spend most of my time. But that's not like my biggest thing, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I feel
it's like
exactly what you mean.
yeah, so it's like oh yeah, some people don't even know what your main thing is, which just means like oh there is plenty of time to do something else on the side, especially if you enjoy to not mind your job as you're building something on the side is just a fun place to be. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, because there's like two different, I mean, there's not two different mindsets, but like there's people that dedicate all that to their job and that's their thing. And there's really
Mhm.
good parts about that, but I don't know. Maybe I just haven't found the right job or anything like that, but
Yeah.
it just never really seemed right in my mind of like I want that extra space to do these sort of things that really fulfill or
Hmm. Yeah.
um,
To piggyback back on that, I think my biggest thing is I never really had like with school being hard and not getting good grades. So I never really within an opportunity to have like one job where I can focus everything into. You know what I mean? I never felt like I would get that.
right?
Like I was like I don't even know like what I'll do.
Yeah.
So having just like one like oh this is gonna be my career where I make the big bucks didn't even exist. So that's when I found out about like side hustles and marketing and all this other stuff. I was like oh this seems like something where
Right?
maybe if I could get like give Nike calls and offer to make me a position
I
like
guess. I mean,
if
I could
Marvel
probably fit
calls
that in.
like hey yeah you know what I mean.
Or Adidas.
Mm,
Didn't you do one with our girl who worked
yeah
for Adidas?
the Shimmick Shark Nick.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
she
she said
working
something
out of
about or you guys
Adidas,
going like to grade school together
like
and
that type shit.
yeah, the Sharks. Um, yeah, it's like
Yeah, we probably were all in school at the same time. Cause she's one grade below me, I think. One or two. I think one. Yeah.
Okay. Super young. Basically a Gen Zer then.
I'm so like done with all like the gens. I don't even know what when starts and are we gens? Are we millennials?
Yeah, we're millennials, and I only know this because Matthew and Phil, over there quite a bit, and like usually drinking and shit of like, cause in my family of like I was the youngest child by fucking far, but I still, and I mean you kind of have some of this too. I feel like people in our age are like just on the cusp where we still get like sort of a glimpse and a feel of what it was like in the 80s going up through the 90s, and we actually like lived in the 90s when you had cassette tapes and CDs and all this shit. And so anytime they're talking about like 80s things or this or that, like, oh, it's an 80s song, like, I know I'm an 80s kid, so I always make this. It's not a funny joke, but I think it's funny, and they get upset with why it's funny to me. Of like, yeah, I was born in '89. I'm a fucking '80s kid. Like, it's like you were
Yeah.
born in
Yeah,
'89. Then when other people are over, they like kind of like, oh, you were born in '89. I just kind of go along with it. He wasn't born in '89. Oh, I just love that shit. Which I
no,
was gonna
yeah.
bring. It's so fucking like about all these generations and shit. Like, it's so fucking strange going back to school at my age. Like, thank God I look young and sort of childish. So, like, I kind of just slide under the radar a little
Mhm.
bit. They, like, kind of know I'm a little older, but, like, not as old as I am. But it's so weird being around all these, like, I forget it so often, like, 18, 19-year olds, 20-year olds, a whole generation behind. Like, there's several times in classes. What was it, 9/11?
Oh,
Professor was talking about. I was like, oh, so
you're
you
breaking up
guys
a little
probably
bit,
weren't
but
alive
continue.
then. I raised my hand. I was like, yeah, yeah. And then I was like, wait, yes, you were. I'm like, holy shit, these people weren't fucking alive during 9/11. That doesn't even fucking doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, like
Like, it,
people born in 2001 and 2002, like, ugh, what?
yeah, it sounds weird. It sounds made up. Like, it shouldn't exist.
It's like, wait, no, time stopped after 1991. Like, what are you talking about? Like, no
Yeah,
one's
it
still.
should just be like on the date of birth, just like an X or something.
Yeah, yeah, no, no,
We're not dealing with that.
no. But wait, so you said you were working with Matthew. Are you doing stuff at CarePro or ServePro?
Yeah, CarePro, yeah. So yeah, still. So I still worked full time essentially, so like 30 hours. So that's
Uh-huh.
enough like to keep benefits and
Yeah.
all those sort of things, and have enough money to get by,
Uh-huh.
which was also kind of another struggle this year. But yeah, so that's just what I'll be going back to. 40 hours finally.
And are you what are the hours? Are you like on call still stuff or will you have like more what do we got?
Yeah, so it's like Monday to Friday, kind of normal business hours, but we have a rotating on call schedule. So like once every 2 weeks, we have one
Huh?
day of the week. Hi, whoever's over there. We have one day of the week every 2 weeks that we're on call. So basically, like 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. Once work's over till 8:30 the next morning, we're on call. And
Okay.
then like every seventh weekend or something like that, we're on call all weekend.
Okay, so not too bad. Fair.
Yeah, it's not too bad, especially now. Like we've been a lot slower on call. We don't get near as many, which has been fucking nice because it sucks being woken up in the middle of the night trying to talk to someone through some issue and then like maybe having to drive however far at like 2 in the morning, whatever, and then going back to sleep and then working the next day.
Hmm.
But I mean, the only thing that really grinds me about it is like it's hard to like plan too many things because every 7 weeks you have a weekend that you're not available, and it
Oh,
always just seems to line up. I mean, not really, but
oh
to me, it's always
yeah,
like,
that would be tough.
what the fuck? It lines up the worst time. Like I was gonna go do something this specific this weekend. Oh, you cut out for a second.
Oh yeah. You did too. I'm back. We're back though. I
We
think it's all
live.
good. Yep, it's all good.
We live. Yes, I mean, weren't you? I think I heard you say something in one of your casts of you were like about to take on sort of like a more sales position or something, and you decided against it.
No, so yep. Yeah, I told PSC like, yeah, I'm all in. I want to do the sales. Like I think it will be good. And then I thought about it more over the weekend, and I got a call about doing maybe some social media marketing for someone. And as I was working on that, I was like, oh, I've been up like 3 nights in a row, not a bunch of sleep, and this is all I want to do. So I'm like, oh, I can't do sales. I don't want to do sales at all. The only thing I want is like that instant, just little pay bump.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. So then I went back into Tom's office and was like, Tom, I know we just kind of rearranged everything for me to do a sales position, but I want to stay the driver, and I want to start doing social media marketing here. And I know that's not a position, but I will make it into one at some point, and that's kind of where we're at.
Oh, dope. That makes sense.
Yeah, it
So
was
they're kind
just
of on board for you trying some of that.
I'm just waiting for set up a meeting with Heath, but they're busy, and I know that's what they want to do, and I know that's going to happen at some point, but I'm still making other moves as if that does not exist. Like Mate Shrimp and Not Others, I made them a social media marketing plan last night, and I just want to give that to them and just get to know the person more.
Sorry, who is that?
Oh, it's a Maestro Empanadas.
Okay, do they have like the truck?
They used to have a place at the farmers market, but now they have a little takeout place off Fifth Street.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so good,
Dude,
and I'm
I need to try that.
pretty sure it's just one guy that does everything. So I'm like, hey, if you do this, it will do better than what you do now.
Right?
And I just want to
That's
do
like
that times like just over and over and over, just all over.
yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
it's kind of funny like one of those things that I mean sometimes you hear like doubt from people and for me that doubt just immediately creeps in. They're like, "Really? You think you're going to do like a podcast or anything like that? You think these people are going to want to talk to you or like you really think you're going to be able to just you haven't done social media for anyone, you're just going to be able but then you realize like I look around these days and you realize so many like not to say full grown adults, but there's so many businesses that obviously aren't big enough to really have like a separate leg that does this whole thing. And so they just don't have anything. And like something's better than nothing. And especially someone like you can come in and provide
And
something
it
great and like offer it as like a joint sort of partnership or I don't want to say a gift because I don't know how you run it, but
But I'll run it however. Like there'll be some stuff that's free. Just it's yeah, it just depends. It's like life. But yeah, it's just those things where it's getting no. It's probably the most important thing you can do for your business. And a lot of businesses don't like they just don't even they're like what? And it's like you want to be seen, right? Like this is where people are, and that's also why I started this page. Because let's say 5 years ago, I could see a restaurant that I'm like, man, their social media sucks. But I didn't have a page or like a portfolio or anything. And now I'm getting to the point where it's not the goal, but like my page now will have just a bit bigger following and engagement than some of the restaurants or businesses I'll go talk to, and that is a different thing. You know what I mean?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's like
Yes.
the whole big fear when you're trying to do anything like that. Like you don't have anything
Yeah. So I'm
actually
literally just
made.
yeah. And can I like the whole thing? It was like I felt like I knew. No, no, I knew could do better than what people were doing, but I wasn't actively doing it or showing that I could. So now it's just like, well, let's create this, and then if it just grows, I could use this as a leverage point to be like, if I ever want to pitch social media marketing, I can use this as an example.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's like I feel like that's always been my sort of fear of like anything with, writing or any of those sort of ventures. You think you, people always expect that the people who are successful in doing this started like with a portfolio already. Somehow I feel like that's like in my mind previously of like what I imagined of like, oh yeah, well you did it, but I mean you had all this stuff, and it was like, wait, people started from just fucking nothing and just doing things, and that's how they built this whole portfolio. And I make it out, at least in my mind, to be like this unreachable, like, oh, I have to, research things and do more learning, and I need to get better at this before I put anything into the world or like try to actually do anything
But
with it.
yeah, I have to be an expert.
Yeah, yep. Which
Yeah,
makes you
because
doubt, like,
people always think expert, but you can also just be an enthusiast. And then you can be an enthusiast, which is that alone is good enough. And then if you want, you can go enthusiast, grow into an expert as well.
hmm, that's really nice. I love the way you said that. Enthusiast. I feel like that's something I don't think about enough
Yeah,
and
because if you're just
discount too much.
excited about stuff, you don't have to be an expert.
Yeah, because there's so many people that don't have that excitement of like just today I met with one of my professors because it's like my only honors course and like big uh, 15 page whatever rigorous kind of academic bunch of sources paper, which I haven't written one and I don't fucking know how long. So I met with her and kind of chatted about it and shit, and like we just kind of got on a roll and started talking about tangents and this or that, like. And it's funny because I'm like always a pretty quiet person. I don't really talk about my thoughts or all these things. So I'm like, but I'm always like enthusiastic about these sort of things we're learning in class or that. I just don't really speak up about it. And then so when I met with her and
Hmm.
like it really started to just unravel and we got in this big long conversation, she could like sort of feel that enthusiasm, my desire to navigate through all these things and like learn something. She came out and was just like, it's so good to see. She didn't say enthusiasm, but like that's it. The sort of drive to try to understand this and to really try to learn rather than just getting the assignment done and just doing. Which I see so many kids I call them in school now. It's funny like coming in with this different
Oh,
perspective and everything at this age and like I've done that. You fucking idiots! Like, don't fuck. What are you doing? Of just doing enough to get by and not really applying themselves or being enthusiastic about it. Like it's a fucking job. Like they have to go here. Like someone forced them to go to college, and oh, I have to
hmm.
do this. And I'm like, what do you mean? This is fucking great. Like,
Yeah, yeah. That's an interesting one because I think
Jesse?
about that. I I think about that too, and I'm like, damn, like if only I knew what I knew now when I was 20. Would I have wanted that though? Because I had a lot of fun in like my 20s, just like living life, figuring stuff out ish, and just being
Right.
like a dumb young kid. You know what I mean? It's like, do I wish I could go back to like the first day of middle school and just spend all my focus on like grades and being like just perfect and all that. I'm like, no, I think I would do exactly it the same way over again. Because all
Yeah.
like the social and just all that stuff seems, yeah, it's just like, and it's so funny because it'd be like, wow, it would be not nice to be able to go back 10 years and just start to execute with all that time. It's like, damn, like you can't just live experience type shit. You know what I mean? As cliche as
Yeah.
it is.
It's not the way it fucking works. Dude, I've had that thought so many times of like I was a horrible student, but like I could have been a good student, and I'm always like hard on myself. Like, damn, like I could have actually been, pretty smart and actually good at some of this shit if I just applied myself. But it's like the total wrong attitude to look back and like there are things that I fucking enjoyed about that, like you said, of just living as a dumb fuck kid, and so like it does kind of make you question when you're looking at other people. Like in my head, I'm always like, I need to fucking tell him, like, what are you doing? Don't waste your
Yep.
time. I've done this, and this fucking sucks 10 years down the road, yada, yada. But at the same time, I don't know. It's life. And especially when you look back in time of, like, all the mistakes you made or this and that loom over you. But when you look at it in your reverse, like, this is what made me who I am. And you just kind of appreciate it. And even the shitty things, it's like, you look back at it with glee and
Yeah, and it's just what wouldn't this one. Well, this one thought was if it was a movie and there was no like adversity, it wouldn't be good. And two, like some of the worst moments, like when I got fired from the green solution, that ended me up getting another job, and that's where I met Katrina. And like the timing of that to then get hired and start on that day and be working, like that's weird.
yup, yup,
So yeah, it's just like you never know what the thing is, which will unlock the other door to
yup.
and
I have
everything.
such a bad mind for quotes, but like I watch all these videos and shit, and there was something the other day talking about like the warrior priest mindset. It was something like that of like the warrior takes, whatever life comes with the same amount of appreciation and grace of like whether it's good or whether it's bad, because like exactly what you said, like it's you never know how it's going to turn out and what it is, what you make of it. And if you just keep going, you're going to look back and realize like this is what made you who you are, and this is what made you grow. Especially for me, like so many of the worst times in my life, like I don't know if like post traumatic growth is the right word, but I swear it's something like that where you hit some of those really low spots
Yeah, like
and recalibrate, or like something new comes out of it, and it's like you just take off from it.
yep. Like at my job now, I'm so like not scared, but I'm just I want to. I over communicate with them. I'm not like yeah. I just never want to be in that situation again. So bad that I'm always just a little bit more locked in at work, and
Well,
that's probably a good thing.
yeah, what do you mean locked in with like communication? You said you
We're
try
not
to
locked in, but
communicate better.
like like 'cause I'm out on the road, so essentially I could just like go and just fuck off all day. But if
Oh
I
yeah,
go like hey, like hey, I'm about to go to the South Warehouse, get two showers, and then go get gas, and then I'll be back up. And they're like, okay, like we don't like okay, like we don't care,
yeah,
but like to just over communicate that, I guess.
yeah. No, it's always a fucking pivotal mindset to have, because like there's so many places that I work. I won't name any places that I work that I like this, but where it's just kind of a given. There's free time if we're not busy and shit like that, where people just fuck off, and like it's pretty much okay to even the managers and shit like that. And so it's hard not to be pulled into that and like also be
Hmm.
lazy and like, oh, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
and
go
it's not
drive
like
around
I
for a
don't.
while.
Oh, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like if just wanting to be a certain way, you'll just kind of you notice things like well, I see this person is doing that like
Yeah,
I wouldn't have done that way. That's interesting, but it's not
yeah,
necessarily like a good or bad. It's just you see stuff. I feel.
yup. Yeah, it's not there. God, I can never remember exactly what he said, but I have a friend of mine. There's like some moments like that stick with you, and you don't really remember what they said, but you can still kind of feel it and recapture in moments like this. But
Oh yeah.
he sort of talked about like, whatever I'm doing, I try to be excellent at it, and like that's what makes people effective and successful and no matter anything they do of like if I sit and I'm resting, I'm excellent at it. If I'm gonna sit and enjoy my meal, like I'm fucking excellent at that. But if I'm gonna go work out or do something really difficult, I'm also fucking excellent at it. Like just being enthusiastic and putting your whole self into it.
I like that.
Which is something I realize in these kids and school and stuff. So many times they just kind of go through the motions and shit like that of like, but then people recognize like when you're fully locked in, when you're enthusiastic and like really pushing the limits and shit of like, I want to get everything I can out of this and sort of do the best I can of I'm fucking enjoying this grind. So put your whole self into it kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just it just you just feel good too. Like
Oh yeah.
after like a big study session or a quiz, I'm sure you're just like, man, I'm done. I feel like earned. Like let's go relax or let's go work more. But it just feels just so earned. It's just such a good feeling.
Hell yeah. I feel like that's the only thing that makes me like a good writer. Like I never call myself a good writer because I'm so under practice in my mind. But like the only thing that ever made me any good was just that. Like I was excellent at just being enthusiastic about it, of just like putting
Mm.
my whole self into it, of like there's just so much that I get from it and enjoy that process and that grind so much that like and that's like the only thing that makes those sparks of good writing because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing at first. I mean,
Yeah, and even the fact like I am so absolutely terrible at writing that I forget that people are writers. Yes. That idea is just like that's insane. Like I couldn't even I can't. That's why ChatGPT is that's probably 50% of what I use it for. Is
yeah.
voice to chat. I'll go in, change stuff. But like with marketing plan, they're just like a bit business email or just like a long IG caption. I am so bad at writing. It is so hard.
But that's like good. That's key to like be aware of your weaknesses and being willing to fucking put those on a ladder or something else or throw it to use another tool that can help you with that rather than be like, oh, I suck at this, I need to work hard on it before I do anything,
Right. Yeah,
or just
yeah.
be hard on yourself about it of like there's things around where you can you have all these other skills,
Mm-hmm.
just capitalize off those.
Uh-huh. So like I'll still like practice like like I'll still like writing that and type things out, but I know that I'm never going to have an advantage in this like medium. So I'll be good enough to like know it, but I'm not going to spend my time trying to like dominate this one spot.
Yep. Yep. And that's never mind. My thoughts fucking spiraling on that one.
Yeah. Like I just love like pictures and videos is just where it's at.
Yeah, it's where you get your enthusiasm. Like that's what lights your spirit, or that's what you want to fucking do.
Yeah, then and it's just easier for me to like have like a point and just start to ramble and just talk and like oh and this then like to sit down and write it all out is so hard
Yeah,
because I can't write as fast as my brains go.
yeah, yeah. No one can. But that's like such a key skill of writing and something I'm still fucking horrible at. I've like been really working at it, get a little bit better here and there, but like just allowing myself to keep rambling and thoughts on the page or anything like that and not judging myself while I'm putting it out and like taking a step back and slowing down the whole process of like a lot of writers are really good at just letting their monkey mind just flow, get everything on the page, and then you have this big whole work to go through and edit. Where I just like take it piece by piece and then I judge it as I'm writing and I go back and fix a word and then like by the end of a couple hours I have what a paragraph, an intro.
Yeah, just a constant going back, changing, go back, change it. I think we're reconnecting, but I'm just gonna keep talking. Yeah, so I haven't started to Twitch anything. Perfect.
And he's back.
Nah, caught the end of that, but then I was going to go. So what do you? So now if you're free-ish or free or time, have you decided what you're going to try to plans like Twitch stuff? Because I haven't started to stream yet, and that's still like another thing that I have planned, which we should do. Or what are you thinking?
You know, I don't really have that much of an idea, which is sort of like freeing to me in a way. Like I always said, I wanted to have
Yeah.
more of a plan and everything. Talking to my buddy Caleb, like he kind of gave me an insight that like I really thought about a lot of because I always bitch about my life and this or that, but I don't have like kids or like a job I'm really tied to or really any responsibilities holding me down. And he's like, there's like a side of that I really envy of like you kind of have complete freedom to put yourself to whatever you want to do. You don't have anything kind of holding you back. So yeah, I don't know. At this point, like I really want to get back to the grind of sort of this whole interview project or doing anything like this. Hopefully trying to keep like writing a bit, kind of thinking about the stuff I've been studying, especially this semester, and just kind of do something. Start getting the wheels turning into things that I want to do, and then just see where things go.
Cool. Yeah, and there's always yeah with if you ever do like let's say you were to start a new like page about whatever you already have multiple clips from this podcast and the other ones we've done of just like content. You know what I mean? So you already have stuff.
Right? Yeah, and like the whole Twitch thing is something like I almost got caught back in this. Aaron will know back in the video game trap of like it wasn't why I failed school the first time and stopped showing up. It was sort of like the excuse for me to dive in. But
Oh,
like I really got into that for a while, and it starts to like take over my life pretty quickly.
yeah, I just
But
got
it's
this the
like,
other day.
oh yeah, I saw that on the TV. I didn't. This is how far behind I am on like games. I completely forgot that was even fucking coming out. I bet it's awesome. But
It's
it's
fun.
like you said, like you have all these things that you created content or whatnot, and like all these things I've written this semester, you know, did some streams and got this whole fucking setup. So the ability to do things and have that like that start on in several ways and like all the equipment or the ability to do these things. So it's like a little bit of play and see where what happens.
Yeah, and I also think more. I've been thinking more like sneakily. I'm not sure if it's obvious or not, but moving into more of like personal brand ish stuff as well. Just with like weightlifting, family stuff, marketing stuff, movies, blah blah blah, and it's really just combining everything I like and making it into to one thing. So I'm just thinking if you were like man, I love to game, but I want to be productive. Merge video games and Twitch, and then write reviews for games or something. You know what I mean? Or interview gamers or like that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
for sure. That was always cool to see, like when I started talking to you about, your marketing and podcasting and things, and you started talking about all these different ways they connect and all the Gary Vee stuff, and
Oh,
I was like, holy shit, like this is things I've never thought about. It's so fucking true. Of
hmm
it
yeah.
always
So
makes me
it's
think of it always makes me think of this Hunter
it's
Thompson.
it's hard to find time to hang out with people. So I want to stay in touch. So I want to just hang and chat. Podcasts are fun, and I also want to do marketing. Oh, we could make that into one thing.
Where it all builds into the other. Yeah, I was gonna say quickly because I know you probably want to leave soon. But that makes me think of like this Hunter Thompson letter to a friend that he wrote that my brother Christopher sent me one time and read through it and like it's this fucking like I mean, Hunter Thompson is a fucking wild dude, but sometimes it's just like, holy fucking shit.
Dude, he's a great writer. It kind of gets you
Yeah.
forget about that.
Right? Like this fucking crazy drug addled guy, and you're like, oh, wait. Yeah, holy shit, this is insightful.
Oh,
That whole thing was like his friend was asking about like advice on what to do with his career or his life and things like that. He talks about like I don't think it's right for anyone to give advice to another person about these sort of things, and this whole like no one wants to be a firefighter or wants to be a policeman or this or that. They essentially sort of they want to be a human, and talked about like you want to build your life towards what you want your life to be like. And so
mm.
there's things like that where you can this is the thing I enjoy and how can I make that like some actual path, and then there's all these things that splinter off of it that I enjoy. So how do I like craft my life and my because we just work, 8 to 5 normal, and it's like you have no ability to mold your life around not the job you want to do, but like the lifestyle and the way you want your life to function.
And
And
then
that's just like I always think back to that.
yeah, yeah, I love that too. But then while you're doing that, people forget get that you can try to make change inside the company you work for now. Would be an entrepreneur too.
Yup. Yup.
Like,
That's yeah, I realize like so many times, like in the last couple businesses I've worked at, like I always try to be that person, but I always like hold myself back. But yeah, you realize like there's so many changes that you can make within the thing that you're doing
mm-hmm.
that are going to help in so many ways that other people aren't doing. Like you look around and no one's doing this. Like why? We need this. Or like what? What do you? Why aren't we
uh,
doing this? Like someone has to be the person. So if you're
yeah,
fucking thinking it, be the fucking person.
yes, that is that's what I feel about this podcast. I was like,
Yeah.
when are my friends gonna start a podcast and have me on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, fuck. Okay, I'll do it then, assholes.
Yep. Because you always think like someone else has the skills, and like, especially for me, I'm like, God, no, I could never. Like, I'm, awkward. I have problem talking, and especially in front of camera and shit. But like,
It's
no
not
one
even
else wants to
skill.
do it either because of that fear. Or like your buddy talked about stand up, of like how difficult
Oh,
that is,
yeah.
and how
Yeah, I'm like, I don't
terrifying it
know,
is to
man.
get up on stage. What was that? Sorry, what'd you say?
No, it's just going to say like it's not even skill. It's just the execution slash like self confidence, not worrying about judgment.
Yep. That's so crazy. Of like, it's so hard to just realize that or have the confidence to fail. Of especially something like comedy. Of like, no one's fucking good at that. Like anyone who became great or like writing's the same way. Of like, I hear again and again. It's like all these lessons. You hear it all the time, but like you never really believe it. Of like the people who are really the great writers like didn't start out great writers, they just did it for so fucking long, and when everyone else quit they just kept doing it, and that's why and then other people were like, oh, I could never do that. Of like, you never saw my first time on stage, so
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I bet a lot of those writers we reached out to more successful writers and were like, "Hey, help me," or like reached out and we're able to be like, "Hey, I'm not the best, help."
yep. And that's something that like
And that
I had sort of like a revelation the other day, like one of those stupid revelations that like is something but you just kind of like forget and in your day-to-day activities. Of
Mhm.
like I always want to talk to professors about this or that or all this stuff, and but I'm always wary, like, oh, I don't want to bother him or whatever. But then finally set one up with my Ulysses professor I've always wanted to talk to. We had a great fucking chat, and he had like I asked him about writing advice and life advice, kind of. We just kind of started rambling about this stuff and offered like a bunch of really earnest, good advice, like geared towards what I was saying. And I realized, oh yeah, like he's not just a professor who has to do this. Like he's a genuine human being who loves helping other people, and like anyone who's in that position who's become great writers or whatever, like has been there and wants to help other people along the way.
Mhm.
But if you don't like accept that other people are human beings and want that good stuff for you,
Yep, yep,
you're just never going
exactly.
to talk to them. You're never going to get that. And I feel like that's what a
Hmm.
podcast is. I'm just talking to all these different people and
Yeah,
offering that and getting that human connection back.
yeah. That's been like the biggest part. It's just connecting with people, but then having people connect through stories and stuff. It's just been so fun.
Yeah. Seems like you're enjoying it, man. It's cool to see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, let's do live. Let's do one here after graduation, and we can do a podcast and go live on TikTok and game and shit, and drink some blue ox. Oh yeah. Wait, I got you. I
Just to
got you.
really give it a fresh taste
Yeah,
of.
yeah. We'll do a live tasting.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And did you start the other account? I know you got the Saint Blair where you're doing all your activities now.
Oh, that yeah. Well, that was the one I always had. Of I did start that the one for streaming and shit. Of like, it was funny. I was getting so into it and got like everything fine tuned and like,
Brass
had to do a
Monkey
couple.
22.
Yeah, had to do a couple like attempts to kind of. But then that was when I was realizing like, holy shit, I'm already like this far into the semester and like shit's busy and overwhelming. Like, I need to take a fucking step back and chill out a little bit. And so like it's funny, right as I set it up and then like I think I impulsively sent it out to some people, like, trying to just get myself to be like, okay, well now it's out there, like now start doing it, and it was all set up and good to go, and then just like silence. But it's there and ready to go.
Perfect. Well, now just make a video saying like, hey, this streaming is coming soon. Stay tuned, and then we'll get it going when you're here.
Like, yeah, sounds like a plan,
Congrats
Jesse.
on graduating. Like that is fucking awesome.
Thank you, but hey, not yet.
Oh yeah, true, close. Well, it's in sight. So
It's in
fingers crossed.
sight, but I always have this hanging anxiety of like, with my prior experience of like I was always waiting for a shoe to drop. So anytime I felt any inkling of maybe something was going to go wrong and disrupt this whole thing, I'd like panic and go into freak out mode of like, oh no, like it's not going to happen. And so now 2 weeks away, I'm like, there's no way I'm not going, not going to finish this or not going
Right?
to pass. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
you got it,
but
man.
what if?
No, fair, but not this time.
Not this time.
Well, I'll see you over here soon. I love ya. Congratulations.
Love you too, Mag.
Almost.
Almost. Thanks.
Almost.
Well, congrats on
Let's
getting
chat
rolling
soon.
on the podcast and shit and on your first swag.
I almost left, but I did. I'm still here. Thought I froze.
I was like, are you wiping me off the screen? Is that what's happening? All right. Deuces.
See ya. Love you.